Hey guys, we are Allie, Dan, our 1-month-old daughter Maya, Piggy, and Huck.
We live in our van full time. Her name is Helen. Come check her out.
I'm gonna go over the kitchen with you guys. We use this kitchen all the time and we absolutely love every feature. We've recently just added some things, so I'll share those with you, but the main features of our kitchen that you can see is our espresso machine. We have a latte every morning. It's made a huge difference having our espresso machine in the van, and we actually use something not in the van to power it. So I'll show you guys that in the garage. On top of the espresso machine, we have a 3-burner stove and a full working oven. We use both of these things. I've cooked pizza in the oven, I've baked in the oven, but mostly we use the 3-burner stove. There's a sink and an 18-gallon water tank here. It's basically your basic bar sink, so it works really well for the van. Over here we've got our gray water, which is a bucket that we dump into a water disposal station, recycling and garbage, and then some miscellaneous cleaning supplies. We also have a 12-volt fridge, perfect size for our family that holds everything we need. We do find ourselves grocery shopping every other day though, it seems. Some new additions are this spice rack right behind me here. We got a brand new, really valuable thing here which holds our paper towels. We used to have them kind of up in the corner in the cupboard and it was just really annoying. And then our fruit hanger, we use this for fruits and vegetables and we love it. It has not failed us yet, so we're hoping that that continues. We've had it pretty loaded up with stuff. This is kind of our utility drawer that holds all sorts of random things, Tupperware, tea, some basic necessities. And then last but not least, for the kitchen amenities is our pantry. Here we have kind of olive oil, dry goods and stuff up here. And then we decided to go with an open area over here in case we had some different shaped things that we didn't want to have a door impeding it, so it worked really well. And then Allie has done so much traveling, I mean over 70 countries, really cool. So she has decorated this area with some really awesome, I guess, collectibles from Kenya and Madagascar and a lot of different parts of her travels. It's like this right here, and this window shade. We actually have a full window right here from CL Lawrence that opens up and gives us really good airflow. We love this window, highly recommend it. And then last but not least, we have our daughter Maya's ultrasound pictures right here and just some good memories, and kind of throughout the kitchen there's some picture decorations. So we really love being able to have this full kitchen in our van.
I'm actually starting into my 13th year of van life, and this is my 5th van. When I built out Helen, I actually went all out and designed it specifically for myself and my main sports that I really love. And I made extra cabinets and stuff for another person, and I knew there would always be another person. I didn't know there would be 2 dogs, another person, and a baby in here when I first built her out. So I've had Helen for 3 years, and I actually picked up Dan down in Baja a couple years ago. That's where we met, and he's lived in here with me ever since.
Yes. I moved into the van in the spring of 2021, and we've been traveling around in the van ever since, and it's been an absolute joy. We put a lot of miles on it, and we've gone through a lot of different adventures. Some good, some not so good, some amazing.
Okay guys, this is our living room. So I have these cabinets built up here. We actually did some in the bedroom and decided to extend them, so we have a few more extra that was unused, very nice space, because having a baby we have a lot more stuff, so we keep a lot of the baby stuff here, and we do some filming for YouTube and stuff as well, so we wanted a compartment for our camera specifically and our drone and everything, so we don't have that kind of laying on the bed rolling around which it used to be for a long time. And it also gave us an opportunity to put some hooks underneath it to hang our sweaters and coats and wet towels and things like that. In front of our slider door, which we have open a lot of the times unless we're in the Pacific Northwest, is we have some carabiner hooks and we hang the baby swing. So it's too big for her right now, but soon she'll be able to swing in the sort of open air when she gets a little bit older. These benches were designed, my idea was that one person would lay, a third person if there was one, would lay on this bench here. The trouble is when you build, things start taking up more and more space, and the bench ended up being a little thinner than usual. However, we do have a use for it now, which we'll show you when we get to the bedroom. But these are just really good storage. This is our baby's main storage area. And in this one, all of Dan's clothes go in there. And we had these cushions actually made down in Baja really easily. They were able to whip them up in just a couple of hours, and they're awesome. So we used to keep a lot of fresh flowers and different things like that in here, but with the baby, we now created this little bookshelf for her to keep her books in. On the back of this bench, I've got 3 different bench backs, and they're on hinge hooks so we can take them off and get into the back. We do ski a lot, and so being able to get dressed in the warmth of this area before we went outside to get our skis was important to me. So we'd just take this bench back off here and get to that. This one was measured to be able to fit surfboards all the way through. We don't have that in the van right now, but it is an option. And this one, we actually keep our dog food just behind this bench back right here, so it's really easy to get to. And right here, we have a table. And so we just do a little bit of work and we eat dinner and everything here. And then just above it is we have a drawer for our cutlery. A lot of things we have actually added on after the fact because we realized that there was a lot of unused space, or I guess more efficient use of space. And we used to just keep our cutlery in a cup in a cupboard, and it was very, very annoying for Dan. So he wanted this drawer, and I told him that he had to make it himself. I built this headliner here to kind of keep all of there's a really good shelf in the ProMasters that's already there, but stuff tends to fall out a lot. So we keep all of our towels and medical supplies, are they supplies? And vitamins and dog things up here, electronics and what have you. And to keep it from banging around, we just built these little twisty things here. So this van actually came as a 2-seat van, and we were looking and trying to figure out how we were going to get our baby's car seat in the van. And we thought we might put a seat back here, but then you can't really, tend to her while you're driving, and there's no temperature control back here. So we opted for what we thought was the safest option, which is actually a bench seat that was made for this van. It was really difficult to find, but we found one, and it was really easy to install. And we have her baby seat in the front, and don't worry, we've disarmed all the airbags and everything, so it's safe, and it actually is legal and up to code and everything. And then we were able to use the back of these chairs. These organizers are amazing. I used to keep just personal stuff in it, but now it has baby stuff in it. And these blackout curtains are really important. So we used to hang out a bit in the front and kind of just put up curtains up in the front, which was really nice. But being able to close out the front and just have it be nice and dark back here while we're sleeping or while we're cooking at night so nobody can see in is really important. And I don't know, I think I just got these off Amazon and had to cut them and sew them a bit. But the easiest option, I couldn't figure out for the life of me how to hang them, was just this wire. So that was a little hack that I found that made this very easy.
So Allie and I, in order to make all this work, we have a few criteria for ways that we earn money. We want to be location independent. We want to be able to kind of work on our own schedule. So we actually have our own YouTube channel, Allie and Dan. We travel around and do a lot of van life, a lot of family content, a lot of pranks on each other, as well as some investigations into news, current events that are going on as well, if we feel like we can add a really cool, unique look to what's going on. Allie also built, aside from this van, she built an entire ski chalet up in Bellingham, and that is on Airbnb and fits into our criteria of being able to be location independent and make money while we travel, while we live life our way.
We do go up there every now and again. That's actually where we had our baby, but we just decided to hit the road afterwards to head somewhere a little more warm.
And one other unique thing that we do that we really are getting in a groove with is trusted house sitters. We have house sit many times and babysat dogs while owners traveled. It gives us a chance to check out a new place, but it also kind of breaks up our van life so we can, you know, if we're staying in a place for a while, we can actually live in a house and take care of it and
it's
meet
nice
new dogs.
to have a break, work on some things on the van, have a shipping address to get some stuff sent to so you can fix and upgrade your van as you go along, and, you know, really clean all your sheets and everything and kind of regroup and then hit the road again.
That's something that we've really started to get pretty good at. This probably isn't our forever style, because we're always looking to do new things, and you know, we'd love to buy a house someday. We'd love to maybe build out more vans someday. So right now we're just kind of taking it one day at a time, and I feel like we're always on a new adventure.
Yeah, and I think we will always have a van to be able to provide us with that lifestyle. But this is it right now, and we love it. Okay, so I decided that I wanted the height of the bed to be able to fit mountain bikes underneath, and I wanted to be able to sit up in bed so that I could work and that I could be up here comfortably. That was the case for a long time. So we have a full-size bed, and this is a Ram ProMaster. You actually can fit a full-size bed in it width-wise, which is really nice. However, Dan is 6'3", so it's a little more crammed for him, but it fits perfectly for me. Having our baby, we decided we wanted to make a slide out to make the bed a little bit bigger because we are already a little bit tight in the bed. Obviously there's a hazard for her to roll off, so we have a one of those things that you put on a bed. It's like a railing, and so it just slides right in and it prevents her from rolling off onto the floor of the van. So that bed space will fit her perfectly for the next couple of years. These are my cabinets up here. I have like socks and underwear and bathing suits and stuff like that, and then I keep my stuff separated in winter and summer stuff. We also, when I chose the van, I decided that if it was going to be nice out and I wanted to see outside, I would just have the doors open. So I didn't put any windows on doors. Like the slider door, there's no window because we would just like to have the door open. And these back here, this is prime real estate for all of our jackets and helmets and snow pants and backpacks and things like that. So we really love having that space back there. We actually use helmets as like a little bit of a nightstand to keep like our water and our phones and things like that. It works pretty well. I did end up putting a window down at the foot of our bed, and it is not a window that was made for this van. It was like a universal window. It's something that I don't know if I recommend because it was really hard to get it to seal. It does create an extra sort of 3 inches of space for your feet, which is nice, but it tends to get a bit damp and wet in the sort of winter and fall months. So we just keep a piece of covered Reflectix in it basically at all times. And I put in 5 sets of lights, and I think going back I would have only done maybe 4 sets of lights because even on a dimmer, this set of light is a little bit strong in the nighttime. So we use our twinkle lights in the evening, like right before bed typically, and we have some twinkle lights over in the kitchen as well. I put in a fantastic fan, which I didn't think was a very good idea in the beginning because it leaked a lot, but then I found this awesome cover that goes over the fan, and we're able to use the fantastic fan when it is raining outside, and it just created a bigger seal, and now we have no leaks. So we have this in the back here. It's nice for noise if we wanted some sort of white noise depending on where we're parked. So after we built the bed up on a little bit of a platform so that we could make the pull out for our daughter, I realized that I can't exactly sit up, so it's a little bit crunched, but I do still breastfeed here in bed, and I just kind of make myself comfortable and I get my pillow, and we're able to sort of to do the feeding right here. I just can't be sitting straight up anymore. So we basically have 3 main sports and we kind of just chase them, to be honest. So we spend a lot of our time down in Baja. We do a lot of kite surfing down there. We spend a lot of time in the gorge kite surfing in Oregon. I also love to climb ski down mountains in Washington and up in Canada. And then we actually went out east. We went over to Michigan, where I'm from, and got to show Helen and our dogs and everything to my family. We've been
everywhere.
We've been down to Michigan. We've done a ton of mountain biking.
We've even drove all the way down to Florida.
Yeah.
And so we've taken the van. I think we probably put like 40,000 miles on it since I moved into the van, and Allie's had it for 3 years, and we're just about to cross 100,000 miles. We did have one crazy adventure down in Baja where we were driving on some sand and there was a rock, and I actually hit the rock, and it ended up about a month later, our transmission housing, the bell housing, cracked while we were stuck in Mexico. We couldn't drive the van. We had to get towed up to San Diego. So like I said, we've done a lot of crazy adventures in this van, and that was a very memorable one. So we really we've grown close, and we really love this van because we put so much energy into keeping her going. All right, this is the garage of Helen, our van. This is maybe my favorite part of the van because this is what allows us to really experience van life the way Allie and I love to do it, because we are really into kiteboarding, skiing and snowboarding, biking, and climbing and all sorts of outdoor activities. So that's what we use the garage mostly for, is to house our gear. Right now, because of the time of year it is and where we're headed, we have our kite gear packed into the van, but we have had snow gear and our bikes packed into the van all at once. Typically, well, what you'll see here is you'll see 2 long boxes that run from the back of the van kind of to the end of the bed, so the length of the bed. This will fit skis, and this also at the very end is where the electrical system sits. We have 2 batteries. We are looking to switch to lithium here at some point, but right now we have 2 deep cycle marine life batteries that are run off 2 100-watt solar panels that are on top of the van. And then over here on this long cabinet, we have our propane tank right here. It does have an external exhaust, which is really nice. And then deeper into there is where our 18-gallon water tank does sit, almost basically underneath the oven actually. But this is where we keep wetsuits, kind of miscellaneous items that we need for all of our outdoor activities. And we fit 3 sets of skis and a snowboard in this one. So they're really, really spacious. Right now they have just basic outdoor activities. This is a massive pull-out. It allows us to get way into the back there. Now we're keeping things like our daughter's diapers, some miscellaneous clothes that she's gonna fit into in the future. Our toolkit, which is one of the most valuable parts of the van, let me tell you. And then a stroller, of course. This was actually a gift to us. We're really, really happy with it. What's really cool about this space is that it's so big that we used to be able to put 2 mountain bikes in here. Because we have so much stuff and we now have a new daughter, we are using a bike rack that's currently detached that swings open, so it allows us to still have access to the garage even when our bikes are on the van. We have an outdoor shower right here. If you open this up, you can see the propane tank, and there's also an outdoor shower that connects right here, which is where the water turns on. This is a really cool kind of additional hanging rack. We use this, Allie built this by hand and installed it for the purpose of air drying gloves and ski boots and things like that. So it works really well, and it also just gives the van a really cool look. Okay, so the last few aspects of the garage, we also have a hot water heater in here that gives us hot water at our outdoor shower, which is amazing, and also at our sink when we turn it on. And one of our favorite additions, because we keep adding things to the van, like a new baby and even myself and Pig, is we had to get an additional energy system. And so this is a portable power station, and this one is 1500 watts. It's absolutely amazing, and it usually sits right here, but now we're actually using it to power some batteries right now. So that's been a really great addition to the van. The last thing we have on the exterior of the van is an exterior fill for our 18-gallon water tank, and we also have a shore power plug that we can use to plug in if we were near somewhere that had an outlet and we didn't want to use our solar batteries and our solar power. And at the very back there is an inverter for our solar system that allows us to use our power for charging things and all sorts of different stuff. And with all that, that is our van tour. If you guys do want to learn more about us and follow along in our travels and see how we live this life in a closer, in-depth way, you can check out our YouTube channel. It's just Allie and Dan. And we do live streams on Sunday nights. We have an amazing community. We put out weekly episodes. So come join our community there, because we really, really enjoy meeting you guys that are interested in this style of living.
Thank you so much, Tiny Home Tours, for having us. We'll see you out there.